Hi there, and welcome to this video on the difference between since and for when used as prepositions of time. I got asked this in another group and I figured it might be a useful video for you as well. So it specifically came in a German language group, and the question was, when do we use for and since? Because in German it's the same word, and it's a very common mistake, especially for native German speakers, to kind of get it the wrong way round. And this sort of crops up if you say to somebody, how long have you lived here? How long have you worked in the company? You will very typically hear, I am here since 5 years, or I live here since 10 years. And unfortunately, this is the wrong way round. But the good news is that people will still understand your answer. There's no sort of danger of miscommunication or your answer meaning something different than they think it means. It's just not phrased very well. And so the difference is we use for when we're talking about a duration, and since when we're talking about a specific point in time. So you would say, for instance, I live here for 5 years, or since 2017. And it doesn't have to be a year, the date. It could be, I've worked here since yesterday, or since last week, or since last year. It doesn't have to be a specific date in time. It can be a reference time, as in since last year. But if you're using for, you absolutely have to have a duration. And so if you were to say, I live here for 5 years, that's better, but we can improve it. And the tense we use could be better. So you have a couple of options here. If you were to say, I live in Germany, use the present simple, then that's used for general statements of fact that are always true. But here we don't mean this. We ask how long you've lived somewhere, or how long you've worked in a company. And so you would say, use a different tense than the present simple. So one candidate could be present perfect. I have lived here for 5 years. And if you do that, that's better. But it's still, we're not really sure, do you still live here? Because if you were to ask someone that question on the day they move, they would say, I've lived here for 5 years and now I'm moving somewhere else. Or if they're still living there, they would say, I've lived here for 5 years, and it would still be valid, but you're not really sure if they still do. So if you want to really make it crystal clear that you've lived here for 5 years and you're still living here, you would then use present perfect continuous. And so the absolute best answer would be, I have been living here for 5 years, or I have been living here since 2017, say. And by using the present perfect continuous, it really tells you, and I'm still living here. So that's the best answer. So quick recap, really what the video is about, for and since, is that you use for a duration and since a point in time. If you do have questions about this, please ask. I'll answer them happily. So till next time, bye for now.